Planet Dolan.
From eating a handful of mouse turds to swimming in fountains to steal loose change, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the dumbest things you've ever done for money. Part 2. I'm Pringle The One, and today I'll be your narrator. This story was submitted by CapriciousSmile. Gooby was scrolling through Facebook one day, enjoying a relaxing evening of watching funny pet videos when she saw her friend Emoji's video post. The caption read, "I was there $10 to do this." She chuckled and thought, "Oh, this ought to be good." In the video, he had a cup of water and a fistful of something. As she watched, he explains how his buddies had always tried to get him to take this dare, but now he's finally doing it. $10 to eat mouse turds. She put her phone down for a minute and stared at the wall, trying to wrap her head around it. Finally, she mustered up the courage to watch the rest of the video. And he did it. 10 whole mouse turd. Nasty. This story was submitted by CapriciousSmile. When Melissa was 8 years old, her cousins told her, "I dare you to steal our neighbor's pet fishes and eat them alive." She refused to do it until he said she would give her money. So she started sneaking into the neighbor's house where they have a humongous fish tank. In it was around 20 to 25 small colorful fish. She started to take them out one by one until the neighbor suddenly came home and caught her red-handed. She explained what she was doing and luckily didn't get in trouble, but her cousin did. This story was submitted by TheSaltyBear. When Pandora once went to an Indian restaurant with her family, they were all happily eating their food. When her dad put half of one of his chilies on her plate, she didn't notice until her dad said she ate the whole thing. For the next 15 minutes, she was screaming and drinking everyone else's drinks, including her mom's champagne. Her dad found it so funny he told her, "Eat another one and I'll give you $50. She couldn't resist an offer like that and spent another 20 minutes panting while the hot chili stung her whole mouth. This story was submitted by deadlybookwyrm. When they were teenagers, Dolan's mysterious older brother once told Dolan that he would give him $30 if he walked up to a stranger and gave them a boop on the head. Thinking it was way too easy, Dolan looked around and booped the nearest stranger he could find, but the stranger started freaking out, screaming about Satan and how Dolan was possessed. He started throwing his hands in the air like a lunatic and then ran in the opposite direction. Luckily, his brother gave him $20 extra because the guy went berserk, but hey, he earned $50 that day. This story was submitted by Keroromilk. One time when Slapped Ham was very young, his brother dared him to break the window nearest to their mother with a tennis ball for $50. He thought he would outsmart his brother by saying, "Sure, but only if you add $1 more." And of course, he said yes. So he took a tennis ball and threw it directly at the window, smashing it to smithereens. His mother looked at the window in shock. Then she got super angry and gave Slapped Ham a spanking for every shard of glass he smashed. This story was submitted by CometDaFox. Back in the 6th grade, Tolop owed his friend Andy Mations 60 cents, which was a lot for a kid. So Andy Mations said to him, "Hey, do you want to pay off the debt you have?" And he said, "Sure." She then started grabbing some chips in the bottom of her bag, crushed them up, and threw them into the soda he was drinking. Next was a vanilla Oreo that she crushed up slightly, but left a big chunk just floating in the liquid. She told him that if he wanted to pay off his debt, he needed to drink it all. He looked at her in disgust and gulped it down. He quickly threw down the cup and ran to the bathroom. At least he didn't owe her 60 cents anymore, I guess. This story was submitted by ErosttheChangling. When Nixium was 6, his older brother found a toad in the backyard. Nixium was deathly afraid of toads and didn't even want to see one. His brother said he would give him $30 if he would lick the toad. Nixium desperately wanted the money to buy a new video game, so he agreed. He ended up getting so sick from the toad that he had to stay in bed for a week. One upside, though, is that his brother got grounded for a month and a half and had to pay him double what he originally had to. This story was submitted by Thud224. When Helbit was a kid, he really wanted several Lego sets. So when he went to visit his grandparents during the summer, he came up with a genius plan to make some money. he decided to let all of the neighborhood kids shoot him with a BB gun for $10 per shot. He would even let them shoot him straight in the balls for the bargain price of $25. He had the sorest balls in the entire world, but it was the most profitable summer of his whole childhood. This story was submitted by Sexy Buddha 69. When they were in high school, Robo and Ghost Toast really wanted to make some extra cash. They went to the mall and came up with a sneaky way to get some extra coins. What they would do is pretend to be strangers and stand next to the fountain where people would throw money in. They would then start a fight with each other and pretend to fall into the fountain so that they could grab the change lying on the bottom. When they got up, they would take the money straight to the store and buy themselves delicious, refreshing beers. This story was submitted by me, your narrator, Pringle the One. This happened to me in school once, in high school actually. It was a normal afternoon, the sun was shining, as of course where I live, and my buddy Freddie was like, "Hey Pringle, how about you eat this Pop-Tart and I'll put some ketchup on it and I'll give you $5. I thought to myself, that doesn't really sound that good of an idea. But I wanted some food that day and maybe some pizza. So I actually took the dare and actually ate the Pop-Tart with ketchup on it. After that day, they knew me as Pop-Tart the One. And I had $5 more, a full stomach of Pop-Tarts and ketchup. Going back to being 6 and having saved up those $60, I was full and I had $65. Huge thanks for the folks over on our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. We have another question for you. Have you ever been betrayed? How did it happen? Let us know on the Reddit page link below and you might be featured in a future countdown. That's it, everybody. Take care, much love and appreciation. Peace.
The kid didn't know how to spell the word deck, as in the thing you keep a pack of playing cards in. Dee Dee's brother read in horror as the kid wrote things like, "I have a big dick. A lot of people like my dick. My mom's friend likes to sit on my dick."